Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Conversations with 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐠𝐿. So today, let us have a conversation about how to prepare for a trip to Nigeria, or maybe, let me put it this way, how I prepared for my trip to Nigeria, for my family's trip to Nigeria. So I posted a video a few weeks ago on, back to Lagos, how it was such a fun time and how the children had a blast. In short, forget children. I mean, don't forget them, but I had a total blast. And so someone commented down below on that video and said, yeah, so 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐠𝐿, it's all fine and dandy. Oh my goodness, I see that you had fun, but how did you prepare for the trip? How did you prepare the children for the trip? How did you get them excited for the trip? If you can do a vlog on it, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so this is the vlog. I want to say, okay, so there are three key things that I did to prepare for this trip. Now, let me put some context, or let me set the context, right? The last time my children, this was not the first time my children were going to Nigeria, but this was the first time they were going to Nigeria as discerning children, so as children who can remember the experience. So the last time they were quite young, so they don't even remember what it is, right? But now they're older and they can remember experiences. So it was very important that this first experience going to Nigeria where they're discerning is a memorable one, right? And so this is what I did. Again, the three key things that I did to prepare for that trip. Number one is charity begins at home. So for me, just being Nigerian is a part of my household. Now, what do I mean by being Nigerian? Because some people were like, you've come now, you're not Nigerian. I'm Nigerian, but they're Nigerians and then they are Nigerians. Do you understand? Some of us here in the diaspora, some of us are like, oh my goodness, I never want to do or have anything to do with Nigeria. I'm just gonna just live in this. Like if you're here in the US, or I just want to be, Americanized. I don't want to. So you don't. So because of that mindset, nothing in your household is Nigerian, or you don't. So for example, you don't watch Nollywood movies, you don't listen to Afrobeats, you don't maybe go to Nigerian parties, Nigerian events, Igbo festivals, just whatever it is. You don't do any of that, and because you don't do any of that, of course you wouldn't expose your children to that. That is doing your children a whole bunch of disservice. That is a huge disservice to your children. So for me, charity, I'm as Nigerian as they get. Do you understand? And my children, right? See, it's you know how children learn by, it's what you do, is not what you say. My children, between my husband and I, we watch Nollywood movies, listen to Afrobeats, or and then my children come and they're like, hey, wow. I remember the first time they were starting to get old enough, so maybe from 4 years old, 5 years old, to start discerning, when you can start remembering some stuff and things start to stick, right? Because they're very impressionable. So we'll take them to places, festivals, Nigerian Independence Day celebrations in whatever city you are. Take them there, let them go and see the richness of the culture and all that. And then they start to ask questions like, oh my goodness, mommy, there's so many brown-skinned people that I see on TV. Is that how Nigeria is? And they ask all these questions. So how's Nigeria? So what is it? They want to know all this. So are they like brown-skinned people? Are they like beige-skinned people? I'm like, yeah, there are some beige-skinned people in Nigeria, but predominantly brown-skinned people just like us. Oh really? Oh my goodness. Oh, wow, this would be so nice. They start to ask all these questions. And then the dancing and call, oh my goodness. They're so, anytime they just hear the local beats, you just see them breaking into some kind of Igbo dance, what are you doing? And it's just the funniest, but it's nice when I see them do that. I'm like, you know what, they're really interested in the culture. They're interested, but they're only interested because we expose them to it in our own little way. Do you understand? So it is very important, that planning, and that takes, you can't just start doing it. For example, if you're thinking of going to Nigeria in August, you can't start that in May. Just start it. Let it just become a part of your household. Let it become such that the children, it's just a part of their life. They just know that this is just what it is because mommy and daddy are Nigerians. Do you understand? So that is very important. Charity begins at home. And that also includes speaking the language to them, right? The little bits that you understand. Like me, I don't know how to speak my language 100%. I don't know. I'm learning how to speak Igbo because my husband is Igbo. And then I know more Yoruba than any other language. So the little bit that I know, I just speak it to them. Including Pidgin. Oh, join. You just speak it to them.
Who's your guy? Sparrow, don't leave me, voila.
Hey! See us with there like beans and rice.
I will never leave your sister here. I will never.
I dedicate my time to you, my guy.
Even though
I don't mind. Cause you be my G for life. And they start to like it. If you need to hear my daughters, they're like, when I get to Nigeria, mommy, I'm gonna go, don't play with me, I'm going to do that, this, it's just the funniest thing the way they do it. It's unbelievable. So get them in tune with their culture and with their language and with what it is to be Nigerian. Do you understand? Like, we're fun-loving people, between the yes, there's stress and all that, but in spite of it all, we are just fun-loving people. So that needs to come through with you guys, the parents. You need to start it from your household. Charity begins at home. So that's one. Two is, you also want to make sure that you curate experiences that in Nigeria that they're going, or you create things that they're going to experience that will leave a warm and fuzzy feeling for them. Do you understand? So just as going to Nigeria, planning a trip to Nigeria is like, if never mind that you're Nigerian and you're going back home, to Nigeria, you still have to plan it, especially when you're taking kids for the first time. And it doesn't matter if your kids are like my kids, 9, or if they're teenagers for the first time, you still have to curate it. So think about it. If you were taking your kids to Paris, for example, or you're taking them to Bali or South Africa, right? Because these are new places you've never been. You're not just gonna just go to those places. You just show up and you just go any which way the wind blows. No. You will start to plan it from now. Okay, what are you gonna go see? What are some of the attractions, over there? Or how do you curate it? Do you do the hop on hop off bus? Do you do the tour bus? Do you do this? Oh, where, what are the sights and sounds? You will research all those things before you go, right? It's the exact same thing with Nigeria. If you're going to go to Nigeria, first of all, you're like, okay, which city are you going to go? Like, we stayed in Lagos, right? What is there to do? There are tons to do. You have to do your research. We didn't even do too much like this last time we went because the time was short, so they went skating, they swam, but next time, I told myself that next time I go, we're going to curate experiences and things like taking them to the beach, right? Taking them to like fun activities, the water park, right? Let them go see that. Yes, just as you go to water park here, there is a water park over there. Do you understand? Taking them to the National Theatre, let them go and start to see all those monuments, like taking them to the street I grew up on. Let's go and see where your mommy grew up. Do you understand? Taking them, and then of course we'll go visit family and friends, just what it is, and then the food, and then so there are all these other things. Taking them to the art museum. So there's so many things, even me, I need to go and experience there in Lagos, right? So next time it will not pass me by. Hopefully we can stay for longer, maybe about 2 weeks, and then we'll have all of these curated experiences. I will even take them to National Theatre, for example. We're going to go and do one of a promo shoot for my video, for my channel, because my children help with that. So I'm so looking forward to it. Oh, and guys, by the way, I heard that the National Theatre has been totally revamped. Have you seen the new National Theatre? Check it out here. So looking forward to that. Number three, please, Nigerians, I know we like to pack. When it's time to go to Nigeria, it's like we will pack. If the airline allows 2 luggages, and all that 70 kg, 70 pounds each, we will pack the 2 luggages. 70 pounds, it must be full. If you're a family of 4, then each one will have 2 suitcases, 8 suitcases, then your carry-on and that. That's too many. Please, travel light. I don't know about me. I need to be able, between me and my husband, this last time we went, between me and my husband and my 2 girls, we traveled with 2 full suitcases and a half, a small suitcase. So we checked in 2 full suitcases and 1 small suitcase, and then each of us had carry-ons, right? Because we had our things, I had my laptop I needed to take and just things of that nature. My children had their things, their toys, their books, stuffies, whatever, right? So we each had our carry-on. But that enabled us to not feel overwhelmed. Right? At any point in time, we could handle all of those suitcases. So when we packed our car at the airport, that's here, right? Here, trying to take off. We packed our car at the airport. Guess what? From the car to the check-in booth, between the 4 of us, we were able to carry everything, right? Or roll everything. My husband had the 2 put on his backpack, had the 2 big suitcases. I put on my crossbody bag, right? And then I had, between the 4 of us, we could handle all of the suitcases. So you don't want to be travel light. That's what I would say. Travel light. We don't know how to travel light. But so again, travel light. It will just make it will be less stressful. I don't know how people even do it with many suitcases. I'm like, how do you even keep track between keep track of your children and then the suitcases? I don't even know how you do it. Oh, I said 3, sorry, 4. You also have to plan, right, to make sure that in trying to make sure your children have a wonderful experience, you have to come correct. What do I mean by coming correct, right? Where you are in the diaspora, so whether you're in the UK, you're in the US, just wherever you are, right, you don't sweat. And when I say you don't sweat, like there's always power, so you can see there's light. And this light is always here 24/7, right? Okay, never mind, like here in Texas, sometimes when there's power storms, the power goes out for a bit. And I remember the first time that happened, my children were like, they were so scared, like, Mommy, oh my goodness, what is going on? They just run downstairs from upstairs. They're like, what is going on? We're like, calm down. Yeah, there's a power storm, or there's a thunderstorm, and the power has gone up, but it will soon be restored. And truly, it was restored in like 10 minutes or so, but you just, like, oh my goodness. So in my head, I'm like, you don't want to now go and take them. So they're comfortable here, right? There's lights, there's AC, there's all of that. They don't sweat. When I say sweat, intentionally, like they're not sweating in your house. Yes, when you go out, if you're playing, of course you're sweating. You also want to make sure that you curate the exact same type of experience for them in Nigeria. So if you have to go and book a luxury shotlet that guarantees power 24/7, when the power goes out, you won't even know that it has gone out, because guess what? Generator just kicks in instantaneously, or inverter, or solar, or whatever it is, right? There's AC 24/7. You do whatever it is you need to do to try and book that type of accommodation for yourselves, okay? Because the last thing you need, even you, right? Even it's been a while you left Nigeria, and it's been a while you sweated. So you don't want to now go back to Lagos and want to start sweating. Why? Why? You should be able to afford it. And if you cannot afford it, then maybe you question, are you really ready to go? Do you understand? And in this day and age, there are loads of things that you can get into, you can arrange and all that for your comfort. Yes, are you going to pay for it? Yes, you will pay for it, as you will pay for any kind of luxury experience anywhere else, right? So you pay for it and you give your children a fantastic experience. Because trust me, the last thing you need is for your children to go to Nigeria and have a horrible experience. And it could be as horrible as there's no power and they're sweating in the house. They won't find it funny. And the next time you come back, and next time you're like, oh yeah, guys, let's go to Nigeria, they will just give you the side. I was like, no, mommy, we can't go. We're not interested in go. Just go and drop us in grandma and grandpa's place. You and daddy, you can go. That's exactly what your kids will tell you. So you want to make sure you create a fantastic experience for them. And this last time that we went, that's exactly what we did. Stayed in a luxury shotlet. It was in Ikoyi. I think I have sold that shotlet to like many of my friends, and I've told them, I was like, you better maybe the next time I go, you give me a solid discount, because see all the referrals I've sent to you. But it was such a fantastic experience. My children went swimming, the power 24/7. It was a safe environment there in Ikoyi and all that. Guess what? When we're leaving, they were like, oh my goodness, mommy, we can't wait to come back. We really had fun. Oh my goodness, Nigeria was so nice. I was happy. Because I'm like, that was the kind of sentiment I wanted to get from them. The fact that they cannot wait to be back to Nigeria. So in a nutshell, these are the 4 things. Number 1 is you want to curate fantastic experiences. You plan the trip like you would plan a trip going to anywhere else that you've never been before, right? What are you going to see? What are the sights and sounds and all of that? 2, you make sure you stay in a comfortable place. You make sure your comfort, just as you live how your living conditions here where you are, you try and replicate it there when you go there, right? So you just spend a little extra for the comfort. Get car and driver, someone that'll drive you around and all that. You have your freedom, you have just do all of that. Do you understand? Then 3, charity begins at home. You need to start getting your children excited about the trip, right? And it's not just using mouth. Just say, hey guys, it's also how do you portray Nigeria in your own household, right? Do you always talk negatively about Nigeria? Yes, we all know that Nigeria there's some negativity about it, or there's some things going on, or yeah, we wish and all that. But where isn't there negativity? Where else in the world isn't there negativity? Even here in the US where I am, don't get me started on the rubbish that is going on. But if you start to speak negatively about Nigeria is always so that, do you think your kids will be looking forward to it? No, they were like, please, what kind of country is that one? I beg, let me just stay here. So charity begins at home. Do you watch Hollywood movies? What do they see on TV about Nigeria? Are they excited? My children, we watch property shows. They're like, oh my goodness, this kind of property. We're like, yeah. And truly, when we went to Lagos, I'm like, yeah, you can see the properties and all that. They're like, wow. So your charity begins at home. Start to speak the language to your children. If you don't already speak it, PG, not all joint. Just put it everything, And then 4 is just try to travel light. don't go and start packing 8, if you're a family of 4, then the 8 suitcases plus 4 carry-ons, you know, not only you. Do you understand? Me, I don't like that kind of wahala or stress of you. I know some people like to oh, but when I go to Nigeria, it's my chance to, when I'm coming back, to bring food stuff, to bring outfits, to bring all these many things. Okay, I guess to each their own. I'm not that kind of person, you know. Food stuff, I can get food stuff from here. Don't really cook I'm not that kind of, how do I put it? Just like put it, you know, I don't like to stuff my freezer with like stuff. So I'm a clutter-free kind of person. So it's okay if I need to buy, you know, foodstuffs or not. There's Nigerian stores or African stores here where I can go. Same thing with outfits, you know. I don't need to go and start buying the 10,000 outfits and all of that. If I can squeeze in 3 or 4 into my suitcase, the two suitcases or whatever it is, you know. My husband is very easygoing. My kids just very easy. So let me just be traveling like that, you know, and just for my sanity's sake. So anyway, I hope this video helped you a lot, and trust me, once you curate these fantastic experiences, follow these 4 steps at a minimum, your children, they are the ones that will even be reminding you next year, like, mommy, come on, we've not gone to Nigeria yet, how far? Guys, don't forget to subscribe or leave me a comment. You know, what do you think I missed? Or if you were trying to go to Nigeria, what are some of the things you are trying to put in place to make sure your children have a fantastic experience? Drop me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share and like the episode, and share the link with your family, friends, and network. I do appreciate it. Okay, until the next time, have a super sparkly one. Bye, guys.